Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I am going to be crafting with some products from This Calls for Confetti. And did you know that This Calls for Confetti isn't just about confetti anymore? So it's been a few months now that they have been releasing some fabulous pattern papers, some ephemera, as well even some die sets and shaker pouches. So really fabulous to see this company start to expand its product line. And what they've done so graciously is supply some of our designers on the Kendra's card team with some products so that we can craft with them, share these products and these new offerings with you, and show you how you can use them in some favorite Kendra's Card Challenge sketches. So one of the things that I thought was really unique about the Daily Grind 6x6 paper pad is that there are actually several different papers that are full scenes, like gorgeous scenes, and I love the artistic style. It's very sketchy and has a very soft watercolor effect to it. I was having a really hard time visualizing what part of the scene I wanted to use. I knew that I wanted to die cut a square from this 6x6 paper, and I figure I'm going to be very selective because it's not like I can really use the scraps that are left over. So I die cut an aperture out of just some copy paper. That way I could frame, move it around that 6x6 sheet and really frame it up to see what portion of the scene I wanted to use. I want to get it right because in this paper pad, you get 12 unique designs that are single-sided and you only get 2 of each. And everything is so beautiful. I definitely wanted to make sure that I cut once and get it right. And that way I have the second version of this particular scene, still available to use on another project. So that's just a tip that you can use to just cut an aperture out of some plain old copy paper and use that to pick and choose how you want to line up your die if you are particular about those things. And so I've gone ahead and die cut that out. And what I did was, because this is single-sided paper, I took the next larger die up and I die cut from the white side because on the backs of these papers it's white. And I thought I would use that as an element to frame my scene here, but I didn't really like the look of the white. There's a lot of grays, like the blues are very blue-gray, and there's some grays in the back of the shop, of the little coffee shop that's portrayed in this scene. And so I wanted to bring a little bit of gray in, and instead I decided to just cut out some solid gray cardstock. So I went with that as my matte layer behind this particular scene. And I'm working with KCC 14 sketch number 3, which is perfect for showcasing a scene. Now you can either build the scene or, like me, use a pattern paper that already has a scene illustrated. However, the sketch is designed for an A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I wanted to use as much of this scene as possible and as much of that 6x6 paper as I could. So I'm actually scaling my card up today and creating a 5x7 card that allows me to really try to get the most out of this pattern paper. And everything else I'm kind of just eyeballing to what sort of fits. And I've got a little bit of this leftover faux glitter paper from, it's actually from the Not Too Shabby shop. And so I'm using that as a matte layer and a bit of an accent color to go with this dark blue. This blue cardstock feels like the perfect match with this paper pad because it's a very grayish blue and very dark at that. So if you're interested, this is Indigo by Spellbinders, and I thought it fit really perfectly. And the faux glitter green paper is from Not Too Shabby, and it's from their spring paper pad that came in the paper pad club of the month for February. And I thought that worked really perfectly because some of the coffee cups in this accent strip of pattern paper that I'm using are it's not the perfect match of green, but kind of close. But this shade of green I feel works really well with the blue. Fun fact, so I do live in the Seattle sort of area, and our football team is the Seahawks, and their colors are kind of this blue and very vibrant lime green. So, so this is a very like Washington State card because, we are home of the first Starbucks, and I've used the Seattle Seahawks football team colors on my card today. So, it's not what I was thinking as I was putting this card together, but looking at it now, it's what it reminds me of. It's very Seattle. So I'm gonna start assembling my card I very rarely take out my T-square ruler because I'm okay with just eyeballing things. But what I thought I would do is, because I want to put my two accent panels, I want to glue those down first because I know I cut them to be a little bit larger than what I need. So that way, when I go to place my scene on top of this, it'll just cover up whatever extra room I gave. And I want to be sure to line these up so that at least that top edge, they are lined up with each other and it is straight across. So it creates this sort of faux look of it being a solid strip going all the way from left to right. But really, I've saved myself a lot of pattern paper, and as well, I was able to use some scraps and just cut a little small extra bit for that green glitter cardstock because so much of this gets covered anyways. You can always do this anytime you know that you're going to cover up a large expanse. Why waste the pattern paper behind there? I just filled it with just some leftover scraps, and the only reason I did that was to bring everything kind of close to the same level so that when I attach the scene that is in that square block, I can make sure that it's sort of level and there aren't really any saggy areas, especially since I do like to burnish really well and make sure that my glue adheres really nicely. I don't want to create extra little crease lines where there's differing levels of cardstock underneath that square panel. And that's the same reason why I'm just attaching some scrap strips at the top and bottom of the square panel because some of that hangs above and below that center strip. So those are just things that are not completely necessary, but hey, it's just scrap paper and it helps me to get the finish card that I want in terms of, that polish look. So I don't mind taking an extra moment to do that. And in the Daily Grind collection, not only is there the 6x6 paper pad, but there's also an ephemera pack. And in this ephemera pack, you'll find 32 total pieces, and you're going to get 2 of each. And as well, there's an enamel dot that is also part of the collection, and I'll use that to finish up my card as well. So I want to also mention that my video today is part of a hop with my teammates from the Kendra's Card Challenge design team. We've all been supplied products by This Calls for Confetti, who is a super sponsor of our challenge this month. They are also a prize sponsor, so if you play along with the challenge, you'll have a chance to win a prize from This Calls for Confetti. And to find all of the videos on this hub, just expand the description box below and you'll find a playlist that has all of our videos. Makes it really easy for you to see which videos you've watched and which you haven't. If you like to binge watch, you can always set it on autoplay, and when one video ends, the next one will begin. And to play along with the challenge, you'll also find in the description box a link to where you can download the free PDF that shows you how to cut down 6 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper, and from the elements that you cut, create a set of 15 unique cards. To enter, you just need to make a full set of 15 cards, take one photo of all 15 of them, and upload that to the Kendra's Card Challenge Facebook group in the official entry album in that group. And as well, for hopping along today, you can also enter to win a digital prize from Kendra. So you'll also find in that description box a link to a form that you can fill out if you want to be in for a chance to win that. So be sure to open up that description box because you'll find all of the information there, including links to the products that I used today. Here's a close-up look at the card that I created. Thank you so much for hopping by and checking out my video. Happy hopping, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Thanks. Bye.